Four sides of the ring. Four sides of the ring. Everybody out here got an opinion. Your ego shall die in the ring. If the debate's getting heated, we heating. You know it's been fire in the ring. We them guys in the ring. Leave with your pride in the sling. Four sides of the ring. Four sides of the ring. Everybody out here got an opinion. Your ego shall die in the ring. If the debate's getting heated, we heating. You know it's been fire in the ring. We them guys in the ring. Leave with your pride in the sling. Four sides of the ring.
It's me, your boy, Chana, whoever you need me to be. Welcome to another episode of Four Sides of the Ring. I missed last week, guys. You know what it was? One of my coworkers, my senior guy, he said, you know what? I've been here 18 years. I'm going to Puerto Rico for 2 weeks. And if anything come up, y'all work it. And that's where your boy was. Your boy was at work, depressed because your boy missed the episode. But your boy's back. And I'm with my good brother over here. And Mr. Booby Boy himself, the last keeper of kayfabe, even though that was never tested because my man's is a habitual liar. Mike will be joining us in a little bit. He's on his way home from work. So we're gonna get this party going. Tina, my brother, how are you, my brother? How are we doing today?
We're doing well. What's good, channel? Thank you for another lovely introduction into this week. I just love the Poopy Boy before the last keeper of kayfabe. I love it. But no, yeah, man, we missed you. We definitely missed you last week. We understand that, you know, things pop up, life, all that good stuff, work. But we held it down. Now, right now, it's me and you. Mike will join us shortly. There's some stuff to talk about, channel. There's some stuff to talk about.
Yo, one of these days, I'm gonna throw you off real bad. I'm gonna be mad nice to you. I'm gonna be like, introducing one of my best friends in the whole entire world, my good brother, one of my closest friends, my confidant, my main man, Tino. You're gonna be so befuddled, you're not gonna introduce yourself. You're gonna start stuttering. Also, before I forget, the New York Knicks is up in this series 3-1 against the San Antonio Spurs. The media said we couldn't do it. Everybody on social media said, you guys is butt. Hey, how we doing today, podcast? Mitty, how we doing today, brother? The Canes. I don't even know it. I'm assuming college. Hockey. I don't know which one. Hockey. It is hockey. I apologize. I have so much NBA Finals brain right now. I can't think about anything else. I'm not gonna hold you. Yes, go Knicks. But back to that, I was sizzling these Spurs. Everybody on social media. Oh, the West is so much stronger than the East. It's gonna be a cakewalk. It's gonna be easy. I got Philly fans talking smack. I got Boston fans talking smack, which is crazy because they blew a 3-1 lead themselves. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, bro, this is nuts. In my New York Knicks, we up 3-1. God bless OG Anunoby, Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, and the rest of the New York Knicks. Also, our Puerto Rican brethren from New York, Jose Alvarado. God bless, brother. You played a phenomenal game last night. But this is not four sides of the court. You know what I mean? This is four sides of the ring because I can talk about the New York Knicks.
We could make this whole podcast a Knicks podcast. Before we move on and get into the wrestling, the vibes are so real in New York. Before we move on, real quick, channel, Ringsiders, the vibes are so immaculate, right? As you all know, I'm a New Yorker. However, I'm an OKC fan. Vibes are so real. I had to buy a shirt, man. Knicks final shirt. I felt the vibes. It was orange and blue. The Knicks won. The Mets won. We're just ascending from here. New York is ascending. Once the Mets make our run, I would need to see the same media coverage and celebrity endorsement when the Mets are in the World Series. But anyway, channel, yes, moving forward.
My man said the Mets in the World Series. My man has officially gone delusional.
We have some time. It's a window.
Also, I do want to shout out my good brother, one of the original 4 members of Four Sides of the Ring, Zombie King. And as you notice, Marcus and Martin and Ram, they're not on the show tonight. They are in Florida doing a bachelor party for our boy, the Zombie King. Oh, yeah. So he won't be wrestling this weekend because he's having a good time with the wedding party. So God bless, brother. We hope you have a wonderful time over there. Don't let your cousin Martin touch that shrimp. We do know he loves some strip club shrimp. But we're going to play our favorite game out of podcast. Only got one card. I asked Nitram, bro, you're going to be with the man. Get me his cards. And Nitram said, Spurs is 7. And I said, I don't need this negativity in my life. So on June 27th at Queens, I think it's Queens. I can't find the thing fast enough. Yes, 82-20 Queens Boulevard, Flushing, New York. There is a triple threat match for the Roku Championship, I guess. They're fighting for a TV, gentlemen. I asked Ant, he never made it clear to me It's either going to be a TV or like a Roku Fire Stick. That's what they're fighting for. It's a Zombie King versus Jeff Skywalker. I hate the name Skywalker as like a wrestling name because to me it's unoriginal. You're not Luke.
Yeah.
You're not Anakin. You don't got the Force, brother. And Chris Rex.
Chris Rex is a decent name, though. It's simple, but I like it.
It's a decent name. I gotta hit the brother up and find out what he's using for my hair. Because I need my poof to be as luxurious as his. Doors open at 6, showtimes at 7. I don't know what the VIP experience includes. I have no idea.
I will try my best. Sorry, channel. I will try my best to let the ringsiders know. I had requested that Saturday, June 27th off in the start of June, or actually, I'm sorry, an earlier shift, because I do want to go over there to support the Zombie King, and you guys will be the first to know if I do make it to that show, so I can see the Zombie King win that matchup. So I will keep you guys posted. I'm
not gonna lie. I'm interested to see what's the backstage experience like. No other. I don't know what that means, and nobody wants to elaborate that for me. You know what I mean? It's extremely off-putting to me because I don't understand what's like no other. You know what's like no other? I've been asking Zombie King since we started the podcast to put me through a table. If he puts me through a table, I'll do that VIP experience.
I would love to see that. Whenever that is set up, actually, can I help the Zombie King put you through the table? If we could do that, then I'm all for it. Just like a 3D off the top rope.
You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna do the shield, the power bomb me through a table, and then Tino's gonna hit me with the 5-star frog splash, and I'm still and then I'm gonna do the adrenaline kick out of 1. Just cause
Channel saying it here now, folks. He is no selling for the last keeper of kayfabe. It's okay.
What do you mean, bro? You think I'm gonna let you guys put me through a table, hit me with a frog splash, and I'm not gonna want to redeem myself with a kick out at 1? You're out of your mind. That's the one thing I'm gonna want to do. I'm gonna want to kick out at 1 immediately. As soon as the ref goes 1, go.
Before he even hits 1, you're already out.
I'm already kicking out. I don't want to hear the little kid in the crowd like, "Oh my god, he's going bananas!" And I start hulking up, and then like it's a basic like a push, like the 2 fingers of death.
Oh
you
gosh!
Just hit me over,
I just hit the ground.
It's all 4 sides of the ring. Like, yeah, like get him. No, where's the chairs?
This is gonna be a 60-minute gauntlet match.
Oh man, I don't think I'm lasting 6. So this is what Nitram is not doing in Florida. He wishes he was, but he's not. Other than that, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have NBA brain since the beginning of the NBA playoffs. It's been Knicks. I tuned in for Mania. I'm tuning in for the pay-per-views. I have a general idea what's going on in wrestling. Not because I'm disinterested in wrestling. It's because my Knicks team has something very special. Very special. So I did some digging today. Did a little bit of research because I don't want to misinform you people. And I want you to be like, when the Knicks are on our channel knows the shit. So we are going to talk about the Owen for a little bit. All right. As if you guys don't know, if you guys don't watch AEW, AEW a couple years ago, they started this Owen Hart tournament, and the winner faces the world champion at All In the main event spot. And I'll do the women's last. So this is the men's bracket right here. We had Samoa Joe and Will Ospreay on Express Strickland and Bandito. We actually saw that live. Oh, yes, my fault. We got to pause this for a second. I'm getting beeped in from one of my favorite New Yorkers. Introducing to the stage, Mikey Mother Effing Cutlets. How we doing today, brother?
Oh,
yes, sir. You know, I gotta rep
sir.
one of the greatest of all times to ever grace Madison Square Garden's hallowed hallways, Carmelo Anthony. You fellas, I'm sorry I missed last week. I just got out of Arkham Asylum. They locked my ass up. They put me next to the Joker and Two-Face. Scarecrow was down the hallway giving fear talks to the motherfuckers. So I'm just going to say right now, I made it out of Arkham. Batman's on my heels right now. So I don't know how long I'm going to be able to talk on the show tonight. But fellas, it's good to be back with you. I miss you guys.
Oh, yeah.
It feels like
we miss you too, buddy.
Hell
like
yeah,
just
what's going?
a week ago, we were all hanging out together in a back muddy parking lot, doing trivia, having fun in the rain, getting told that I'm not getting plantains because there wasn't time because we had to do trivia. But I missed you guys, man. Thanks for breaking me out of Arkham,
Hell yeah,
Listen,
you made it out with the jersey intact. I tell you what, they might have tried to take your spirit, but as long as the jersey's on, they did not pry that from your hands. I like that.
This is why they locked me up in Arkham Asylum. They said, "Oh, you're one of those. You're one of them. Oh, you got to get locked up." We saw what's going on in the streets after them Knicks win. You're going to Arkham,
Yeah,
buddy. They
to be
locked my
honest,
ass up.
I want to be honest. That representation of Knicks fans is not all Knicks fans. That is Cauchy
Agreed.
and Polymarket sponsoring people with bad intentions and a little bit of a following. That's exactly what that is. That's exactly what that is. And I'm not going to dive too deep into this because this is a wrestling podcast and I could talk the Knicks for hours on end. But there's a couple of Knicks content creators who are true fans, and they have showed, Cauchy and Polymarket, they DM'd me to go shoot some content for them, and I'm not, because we clearly see how destructive it is to the brand. So whatever you guys are seeing from Side Talk and all those other streamers who are trying to take advantage of these terrible situations, that is not real New Yorkers. That is people chasing a Cauchy and Polymarket check. All right. So Knicks in 5, we closing this out Saturday. If we don't, I can't take it. I'm depressed. I need this series to be over. The finals is ruining my life. But we're gonna go back to the men's tournament. So like I was saying, Mike, we didn't start anything, brother. You're right with us from the beginning.
Hell yeah.
Samoa Joe and Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland and Bandito. We did see that live at Double or Nothing in Queens. We did see those matches. Incredible matches. Swerve, the standing house call from Swerve to Bandito was insane. Tino, I know you still watch.
Free in my mind.
I know you're still watching AW weekly. It's not that I'm not. It's just the Knicks take precedence over everybody. That's just what my life is. Bandito, has he returned back to the ring?
I'm gonna be honest with you. This past Wednesday was a low for me on Dynamite, so it's probably not the best. But I do believe he's returned back to action. To answer your question, yes.
Okay, that's good. God bless. God bless. It was Claudio Castagnoli and Brody King. I do believe Brody King took that W.
Yes, he did.
Then it was Swerve and Brody King. Swerve punched his ticket to the finals. It was Mark Davis and Jungle Jack Perry. I'm not gonna lie to you. It doesn't matter who won that because that was an absolute layup for Will Ospreay. Let's be honest. And now we have the finals for Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland at Forbidden Door to face whoever the AEW World Champion is at All In, which is kind of weird because Will is a babyface tweener right now because he's with the Bluey Combat Club. You know what I mean? Like, they're bad guys who people like and love. You know what I mean? So it's like
now I'm thinking of
Moxley. Oh man. But yeah, you know what I mean? It's with the Bluey Combat Club, and it's like they're not heels, but like they're not great guys either. You know what I mean? They're not helping old ladies cross the street. If anything, Mox is putting them in a sleeper and said, "You like that?" To try to shake her hand after her. Like, you just broke her denture. You just broke her dentures, man. You might not want to give her a dab. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a weird situation. So obviously MJF's a heel if he makes it to All In as world champion. You kind of would think that it would be Will versus MJF with Will going over in London, right? That would make the most absolute sense. Along with the fact that I think it would be Will and MJF's second match at All In. They didn't do last year. I think they did the year before. And I think MJF won that match when he made it. Did MJF win that match at All In? He did?
I believe he did.
He did.
So he won that match at All In. So Will Ospreay be looking to tie it up. Also, MJF versus Swerve, heel versus heel. That's a pretty fire match too. And honestly, you don't even really need that much of a story because MJF's a DICK and Swerve's just a monster. I'm not going to hold you. Great guy though. Met him in person. Real nice dude. So that's kind of what the options are for All In right now for the Owen side. On the women's side, it's still a little bit in the air. It was Mina Shirakawa. I still don't know why they don't have the rights to Kanza Dudo. You know what I mean? It's an offbeat song anyway. You might as well just get the rights. Versus Athena. Athena smokes her. Sari had to bow out, and I think they gave it to Maya's World.
Yeah.
Many blessings to Maya's World and her family. They're going through some things right now.
What happened?
I'm not too. I didn't read that much into it, to be honest. I don't want to give false information.
I got you. I've been seeing a lot of like thoughts and prayers to her and her family, and I'm like, what happened? I'm missing context.
Yeah, I don't want to give false information and get scrutinized for it. So I'm just gonna say many thoughts and prayers from four sides of the ring, from our family to yours. Maya's World took that W, and then it was Persephone versus Hazuki. Hazuki took the W. Kind of weird. I wasn't expecting CML's Women's World Champion to take the loss in the first round. Then it was a wild card.
Lost?
Yeah. So wild card was Mercedes Moné. She made her AEW return. She faced off against Alex Windsor, and Alex Windsor obviously took that dub. So right now we're in the middle of the semifinals. We have Mercedes Moné versus Hazuki in the semifinals, and then you have Maya's World versus Athena. I inevitably feel like this is a collision course for Athena and Mercedes in the finals.
Yep.
Now the only question after that is who's the better match for Thekla at All In? I feel like Mercedes Moné is the absolute slam dunk answer for this situation. But at the same time, Athena is so talented. At what point do we actually utilize her and we bring her on fold for them full time in the main roster? She has outgrown Ring of Honor completely, and she's still the women's champion because she's still putting that talent over in the sense where she's showing they're competitive and she's the forever champion. But at what point does she stop being the forever champion for Ring of Honor and make that step into AEW? That is my question. So for both of you guys, I'm gonna ask you guys a joint question for both the men and the women. Who do you think makes the most sense for their world champion counterparts? Mike, you just got here, brother. So I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna let you spark it. Who do you think is the best?
I like it. Cue up them Lil Wayne lighter flicks at the beginning of the song. I personally really do like the fact that if we are on the collision course for what you're stating, we're going to see Will Ospreay versus Swerve Strickland in the finals. We've kind of played that little tease back and forth last year on Dynamite. You kind of saw those two kind of gravitating around the world title picture. We had that multi-man match, with Hangman and Samoa Joe in it, with those two guys in it. So I'm glad that we're going to have the last year's runner up for the Owen Hart tournament final versus Swerve Strickland. I think that makes the most amount of sense. I think obviously coming out of that, with everything you mentioned with the Bluey Combat Club, which that is now what they will be referred to moving forward for me. It all makes sense because if you've been watching Will Ospreay in these matches, Will Ospreay has been using submissions. He's going technical. He's still doing his flips and shit, but he's starting to go more towards the Moxley style of wrestling with the aggressive strikes and the technician and the submissions and the ground mat based wrestling, which I like to see as a small little character development there. So I do believe you are correct. I think this is Will Ospreay and Swerve in the finals, and for Athena and Mercedes to finally have what I would consider a match that I would pay good money to see on television, let alone on pay-per-view, take place. I think that makes all the sense in the world. Now, going to the all-in question with Thekla, who's better? Obviously, the name recognition of Mercedes Moné, massive for all-in. Thekla versus the CEO, the Spider versus the CEO. From an in-ring perspective, Thekla and Athena would be light years better of a wrestling match on that card. Obviously, putting asses in tickets and selling those tickets, you're probably going to go to Mercedes.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Mike there in terms of the women's side. I will say, since when the Owen first was brought up this year, the women's side, I'm like, okay, Athena's the clear-cut choice. Like, just like you guys hit. She's been in ROH. It's time for her to get into that main roster recognition. But once Mercedes entered as a wild card, that changed everything. Now, everything. As soon as she showed up, I'm like, all right, it's Mercedes to win. It's hers to win. So I'm in agreement that it would be Mercedes and Athena. And since Mercedes to me is one of the best, or if not the best women's wrestlers on the planet, I have to go with Mercedes taking on Tekla at All In. On the men's side, same thing, writing on the wall, Will Ospreay, All In, hometown advantage. But TK likes to shake some things up, and I'm a big Swerve guy. And Swerve, although he's playing the heel at the moment, us wrestling fans, I believe, are too smart for our own good. And Swerve does have a good fan base to where even if he's a heel, much like MJF, he still has a pocket of the audience cheering for him. So I wouldn't be surprised if I were to see a Swerve upset so he could take on MJF at All In. And maybe we put something down the line for Will Ospreay. What would that be? I'm unsure. Maybe a dismembership of him and the Blue Week Combat Club. Cause I struggle every week. I'm not sure if they're heels or faces, although I am invested. So maybe we get something of Will Ospreay turning on Moxley instead of winning the title. Because my thing is, and I don't mean to go on a rant, my thing is Will Ospreay wins the championship. Now what does that mean in terms of him being in that faction? You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with the Owen Cup.
Interesting. Maybe Will Ospreay becomes the Bluey Combat Club. Maybe he takes over.
It's definitely not a possibility. You know what I mean?
He's like a double agent. He's there infiltrating it from the inside. He loses. He's upset about it. Oh, I trained you guys for no reason, and he kind of takes it out on them. I don't know. He uses what he learned from Mox against him since he couldn't even make it to All In. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe shake it up, change it, because the writing is like too on the wall. No.
I mean, he'll make it to All In as the champion. He's still the Continental Champion. You know what I mean? He'll still be defending the strap. The question is, who and what's the overarching story for them? You know what I mean? At first, initially, it looked like they were going to turn on Mox, and then Mox shut that down. He was like, "This isn't WWE. That's not. This isn't happening."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because I show weakness a couple times doesn't mean they're gonna dead me and kick me out, even though it did look like it. So. A great analysis by both of you gentlemen, truly. It's a toss-up, man. I feel like either one of the men, any combination of the men's would be in a phenomenal all-in match.
Oh yeah.
Max is phenomenal. Swerve and Will, otherworldly. Honestly, if you was to pick who are the top 5 men's wrestlers in the world, and if you told me 3 of those men were in the top 5, I wouldn't argue. Against you. That would be a great conversation and a great debate. But
1,000%.
Overall, on the women's side, I do think is going to be Mercedes.
Yeah.
I think Mercedes is finally going to take her place as the top of the women's division and become women's world champion.
Yep.
It just has to happen. You know what I mean? Britt Baker is not going to walk through those doors and interrupt that destiny. She will become women's world champion. It's not a matter of if. It's just...
I don't think we'll ever see Britt Baker open those doors again.
I don't know. TK seems like a very generous guy who doesn't hold grudges forever. Just according this week to Mr. Sean Ross Sapp himself, if you do want to believe the dirt sheets, they said never say never when it comes to even CM Punk, just making amends with them. You know what I mean? Not even a return, just to make amends. And that kind of ended like a really shitty situation with dirty laundry aired on TV and everything. You know what I mean? And it didn't even really lead to a story or anything. It was just, Jack Perry's a heel now. He cut the sideburns off. You know what I mean? And that was about that. So if TK is as lenient as show and everybody says and alludes to, I believe if she wanted to come back, they would come to some sort of agreement and it would happen. She still has a fan base.
1,000%. And as you said, TK is a smart guy. I'm all for making amends in the wrestling business. You never want to leave a bad taste in anyone's mouth when you're doing any type of business, especially the wrestling business where fans like us, kind of know what's going on. You want to keep it clean. You want to keep it respectful. And in terms of Punk and DMD, hopefully they make amends. We see DMD back on AEW TV. And Punk, I think at this point of his career, he's going to finish it out in the WWE. However, it would be nice to see them, making it all good on each other's side, so they don't. I don't know. I don't like hearing bad things from wrestlers, especially time goes down the line and the person is no longer with us and people are still talking bad on them. Let's all make amends while we're still here making money,
I'm not gonna hold you. The CM Punk rumors this week were flying off the wall.
See, I feel like that's just a classic wrestling dirt sheet thing that happens where as soon as one person talks about this big name, everybody just lumps onto it and adds onto it and has to have their spin on this and spin on that. So I don't believe a single word about CM Punk. I have no doubt in my mind this dude is popping up on.
That's honestly the best way to think about it. To answer booking like a mark, I didn't forget. I'm trying to avoid it and push back on it as long as I possibly can, to be honest with you. It's no secret that I absolutely loathe going back in history 30 years in wrestling. Just today, I was in the
listen, folks, real quick. I've kept it in the 2000s. I've done well. I've only went to 86 once.
Listen, Tino called me today. He was like, "Yo, today marking the calendar. I would talk about when they first did the leg drop in '73. It was magical. Hogan was the one that invented it. He didn't know that you can go vertical with two legs in the air in the sitting position.
What a maneuver!"
So my man's went on a half an hour tangent, bro. I left my phone on the table and I walked away and I came back, and that's when
still going.
Still going. He was just wrapping it up.
And in 1986, Hulk Hogan used the leg drop and in 1995, Hulk Hogan famously
used that same leg drop, and then in 2005, it was the same leg drop, a little bit more stiff.
It's disgusting. Next time he's gonna call me talking about chops. He's like, the first chop happened in 1912 in a bar. It wasn't even a wrestling match.
However, the two people that were fighting were wrestlers, and then they took it into the ring. It was like
the promoter was like, "I like that. Can you do that again?"
We'll pay you in 3 eggs and a pint of milk. And he did.
Yeah, here's a loaf of bread. 1912. We're talking loaf of bread and a cup of sugar territory right there.
Facts, 1,000%. He's like, "Did you know when Ric Flair first hit the woo, it was by accident? He accidentally stubbed his toe mid-match."
And it just stuck. It just stuck, much like the Austin promo. It just stuck. They didn't even know. It was it all started from a stub toe. Hey, look, that's why we mark our calendars, because you never know what wacky history could pop out. It's a lot.
It's not that I wish my carrier dropped the call. He calls my work phone afterward. You know what I mean? and
I wish his phones weren't invented.
Yeah. Then he calls my mother, and then she puts me on through it. I think something happened, and she's like,
"Yeah."
And
I write him on every social media he has. It's copy and paste, same message, send. Copy paste, send message.
I'm like, "Ma, are you okay?" And she was like, "Did you know the leg drop? What happened in 1972?" I was like, "Fuck, not you too." Instead of a zombie apocalypse, it's just like a trivia apocalypse. It's like Tino, I think you would enjoy this. You got to watch the BTE Being the Elite, the Cody Rhodes episode when he's being a mark.
Oh my god!
I don't know if I've seen
it's a great episode. I wish they let Cody show that personality. But that being said, unfortunately, we do got to mark our calendars, but we will do so after this break. So I get 42 seconds of peace and resolve to steal my mind before the garbage that spews out this man's mouth. Bye.
Wrestling fans, I finally did it. I launched my very own pro wrestling coloring book on Amazon. It's packed with bold action-style wrestling pages, championship belts, entrances, arenas, characters, and moments made for fans to color their way. Whether it's for kids, collectors, wrestling families, or anyone who grew up loving the larger-than-life world of pro wrestling, this book was made with fans in mind. So if you want a fun gift, a creative activity, or just something different for the wrestling fan in your life, search the Pro Wrestling Coloring Book on Amazon today. Color the action, create the moment, and support independent wrestling creativity. Search the Pro Wrestling Coloring Book on Amazon now and help bring this project to the top rope.
Yes, Pro Wrestling Coloring Book on Amazon. I ordered it for Grayson, but he's gonna look at me and be like, I don't color no more. I want to think about my girlfriend Rosalina, and all 3 K-pop Demon Hunter girls. So shout out to my son. He's doing it big.
Good taste.
That's
Good
very,
taste.
very, very good for Gray.
Yeah,
Tiffany
listen,
Stratton too,
my
right? He also he's got his girlfriend Tiffany Stratton.
ex-girlfriend. They broke up. He saw Rosalina. He saw Rosalina and the K-pop Demon Hunter girls. My wife was a little concerned. She's like, "Is this wrong?" I'm like, he's 5. He's probably thinking about they're pushing him on a swing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're cutting up
He's
sandwiches.
thinking about
for him.
building Legos with them. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Like he's
a thousand. Honestly, 1,000.
Such an innocent age.
It is an innocent age.
He
Unfortunately, the
clones him,
time
like,
has
Dan
time
House.
has arrived.
Oh,
Hold up. I'm trying to figure out how to get this.
Chano is gonna mark our
Chano
calendar
will
tonight.
be taking over, folks.
I'm not taking over. I'm trying to figure this out.
Yeah, Chano, please mark our calendars.
Here we go. Listen, guys, I'm producing today, so it's a bit slow. But unfortunately, he's gonna mark our shitty calendars.
All righty, Channel. Thank you for that beautiful lead. And I was telling Channel earlier, y'all, this is his least favorite segment, but we're going to do our best to make it his favorite segment. With that being said, I want to welcome you guys back to Marking the Calendar. This is the part of the show where we dig through wrestling history the same way Homelander tries to look for bottles of breast milk inside of his fridge. Every episode, we go back in time and ask, who approved this? Who survived this? And occasionally, why is that limousine even breathing like it knows something? Today, we're going to stop the clock on June 11th, a date that gave us one of the loudest title wins ECW fans ever got to celebrate, a fake murder mystery so insane the WWE had to look itself in the mirror afterward, and a 60-minute wrestling classic so good it raised the property value of professional wrestling. So tighten up those knee pads, hide your rental cars, and if somebody says they just need 1 hour to settle the score, get comfortable. Because on June 11th, wrestling was in no rush. Our story is going to start in 2006 in New York City at the Hammerstein Ballroom, where ECW hosted One Night Stand and treated the WWE like you would treat the dude that walks into your house, keeps his shoes on, beelines it straight to your toilet to take a shit, and then tries to dap you up on his way out. Then you realize he didn't even flush the toilet afterwards. That crowd wasn't there to be respectful, y'all. They weren't there to be polite. They weren't there to say, good effort, John. And to understand the mood in that building, early in the night, Rey Mysterio had defended the World Heavyweight Championship against Sabu, which in a sentence that sounds way less dangerous than it actually was, because Sabu wrestled like the friend that says, trust me, I got this, right before having to ask Siri to dial 911, because apparently I got this was based on incomplete information. No, that crowd saw John Cena walk into the Hammerstein Ballroom and treated him like New Yorkers would treat Trae Young at a Knicks watch party. Cena was the WWE champion, Rob Van Dam was Mr. Money in the Bank, and RVD decided he wasn't cashing in on Raw, he wasn't cashing in on SmackDown, but he was going to cash in on One Night Stand in front of the most aggressively ECW crowd humanly possible. That's not strategy. That was home court violence. Because normally when a babyface walks into the building, the crowd cheers. Cena walked in that building, dick swinging. The whole room was basically like, nah, bro, not in this borough. This man threw his shirt into the crowd, and they threw that shit right back. Hey, yo, that's not heat anymore. That's a return policy. And the match itself felt like WWE was letting Cena fight the entire concept of ECW. There were chairs, tables, chaos. Edge gets involved at one point, and RVD eventually hits the 5-star splash as Paul Heyman counts the pin. And just like that, RVD would become the WWE champion. And no matter who you are, that moment was special because it wasn't just RVD winning a belt. It was ECW fans finally getting to watch one of their guys beat the face of the WWE in their building. And that crowd didn't react like fans. They reacted like YNW Melly's legal team would have if they ever beat his case. Like the whole building should have been blasting, nothing could stop me, I'm all the way up. And that's why RVD's win still hits all these years later. Because for one night, the WWE stepped into ECW's world, and ECW got to tell them, take your shoes off before you come in here. And don't make me check that bathroom before you leave. Now, 1 year after WWE survived walking into hostile territory, they apparently decided surviving in general was overrated. Because on this day in 2007 in Pennsylvania, Monday Night Raw ended with Vince McMahon getting into his limousine. And then the limousine goes kaboom, kablooey. Not attacked, not robbed, but it exploded. Because apparently domestic terrorism was the play on this very night. And the craziest part, this wasn't some random episode of Raw. This was Mr. McMahon Appreciation Night, which is already hilarious. Because nothing says we appreciate everything you've done for this company quite like ending the evening by turning your boss into a murderous psychomaniac's wet dream. And the funny part is, Raw actually had plenty going on that night. MVP was out here beating Intercontinental Champion Santino Marella and building momentum towards the run that would eventually make him one of the best United States champions of his era. Lashley and King Booker were still going at it. The WWE draft was shaking up both rosters. And Jeff Hardy was quietly turning himself into one of the most popular wrestlers in the entire company. In other words, the show had enough stories going on already. Unfortunately, though, for everyone else involved, Vince McMahon had already scheduled his own explosion. That whole night felt weird. Vince was walking around looking miserable. People were thanking him. He barely responded. He just kept wandering through the arena looking like death had to finally reap the only dude on earth he fucked with. Everybody was trying to figure out what was wrong. Meanwhile, Vince was acting like he already knew how the episode ended, which in fairness, he did. Then eventually, he walks outside, gets into his limousine, the door closes, and boom, there's fire everywhere, the limo explodes, and the show immediately goes off the air, which means millions of people spent the next week asking, yo, did Vince just die? And what's really wild is that the WWE fully intended to keep this story going. This was supposed to become a giant mystery, a full-blown investigation. Somebody probably should have put Detective Kane on the case. It was a wrestling whodunit. Somebody pitched the idea of, let's kill off our boss, and instead of getting fired, they got a follow-up meeting. It's kind of funny how nobody raised their hand and say, maybe we should relax. That shit became the first 48 quick, fast, and in a hurry. Now that's commitment. I mean, look, it's the wrong commitment, but it's commitment nonetheless. And honestly, if the explosion itself wasn't ridiculous enough, the timing somehow made it even stranger, because shortly afterwards, real life stepped in and the storyline was dropped. The whole mystery, whatever, just abandoned. And what was supposed to be WWE's biggest angle of the year instantly became one of the weirdest cliffhangers wrestling's ever dropped, which leaves us with a bizarre piece of wrestling history to mark our calendars. Because Vince McMahon didn't leave the show. The show left Vince McMahon burning in a parking lot. And 10 years later, two men in Osaka, Japan were burning as well, with enthusiasm, as they were about to spend an entire hour raising the property value of professional wrestling. Because on June 11th in 2017, New Japan Pro Wrestling rolled into Dominion with a card that was already stacked. Cody Rhodes defeated Michael Elgin, a match that basically boiled down to Cody trying to survive long enough for technique to beat horsepower, a feat made more impressive by the fact that Elgin looked like he could deadlift the arena if parking was too expensive. The Young Bucks successfully defended the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions the same way Squirrel survived traffic. Tanahashi was also on that card. It was a stacked card, y'all. Championships were being defended. Stories were moving forward. The crowd was hot. In other words, Dominion was already a good damn wrestling show. Unfortunately for everybody else on that card, though, Okada and Omega were about to steal the spotlight by turning a great wrestling show into a historic document. Now, look, I know that's a ridiculous statement. Us as wrestling fans call everything a banger. A dude hits a moonsault in Wichita and suddenly somebody's shit-faced uncle's on Facebook talking about, back in my day, no one worked like this. But this one has real argument. Because by 2017, Okada and Omega had already turned professional wrestling into a blood feud with the concept of expectations. Their first match had people grabbing at the hair. The second match had people tearing it out. They went on for an hour, a full hour. And what's crazy is nobody remembers the time limit. Nobody remembers the result, the draw. They remember the feeling. Because somewhere around the 40-minute mark, we left wrestling match territory and entered a debate between two perfectionists trying to prove the other one shouldn't exist. Every move mattered. Every kick out mattered. Every near fall felt like it came with a mortgage payment. The crowd wasn't watching anymore, y'all. They were investing. And by the time that 60-minute draw finally arrived, nobody was mad. Nobody felt cheated. Everybody just sat there trying to process what they'd witnessed. Like when you're watching a movie so good, you stick around through the credits hoping there's at least one more scene. That's what made this match special. Not the stars, not the ratings, not the internet debates. The fact that for an hour, an entire arena forgot that they were watching a wrestling match. And that's why people still talk about Okada versus Omega 2 to this day. Because most classic matches do age. This one became real estate. And every great match that ever followed had to pay property taxes to it. Almost the same way we pay homage every week to wrestlers with birthdays. So before we close the vault, June 11th does have a few birthdays I want to talk about. First up is Johnny Rodz. And if you never heard of Johnny Rodz, don't you worry. You definitely heard of some of the people he did help train. He trained both Dudleys, Tommy Dreamer, the landlord of hardcore. He helped train Taz, the suplex machine, many other wrestlers as well. Johnny spent years shaping the future of generations of wrestlers. This man's wrestling school produced more talent to make LinkedIn jealous. And honestly, that's one of the coolest things that a wrestler could accomplish. Not just leaving a legacy, but helping build others. Happy birthday to Johnny Rodz. Next up, Hikaru Ishida, one of the most important figures in modern women's wrestling today. She's tough, she's consistent, and somehow capable of making getting hit with a kendo stick look like a reasonable life choice. She'd have spent years proving she can hang with anybody placed across the ring from her, which is why she became one of the most respected names in the business today. Happy birthday to Shida. And finally, Jason Top Notch Hotch, a wrestler who's currently building his own name and carving out his own legacy in the industry, which is always cool to see, because every wrestling legend starts the same way, as somebody trying to make enough noise that people remember their name. And judging by the trajectory he's on, people are soon going to start remembering his. Happy birthday to Johnny Notch. And that is why we keep marking the calendar, because wrestling is the only business where one man can become champion in front of the most hostile crowd imaginable. Another can allegedly explode in a limousine during his own appreciation ceremony. And two perfectionists can spend 60 minutes reminding everybody why they fell in love with professional wrestling in the first place. One day it's chaos, one day it's history, one day it's comedy, and somehow it's all the same business. That's the beauty of pro wrestling, y'all. You never know if you're about to witness a career-defining moment, a complete disaster, or something people will still be talking about 10 years later. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you get all three on the same day, June 11th. My name is Taino, the last keeper of kayfabe. I'll catch y'all next week with another segment through wrestling history. Thank you.
Excellent job. Good job.
And I hated every second of it.
Oh,
Chano. Oh, boy. Boy.
I will say the funniest part about the June 11th is the Vince McMahon limo explosion, because a young Mikey Cutlets was there live from the Wachovia Arena at KC Plaza in Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, June 11th, the day Vince McMahon's limousine blew up. And I remember the entire car ride home asking my parents and my aunt and uncle, because it was a whole family. My aunt and uncle had to go, and the whole thing with my dad driving at night. So the whole family was there, and the entire car ride, little Mikey Cutlets kept going, did they kill Vince McMahon? Is Vince McMahon dead? Why'd they blow up the limo? Who blew up the limo? Is Vince dead? Did we see a murder? Can you guys stop at McDonald's? So no, we got food at home, Mike. Vince is not dead. It's a television show. So those were the reactions. Now
They broke kayfabe.
The fact that it is June 11th and I am now 30 years old almost, and and today of all the days is that day. I just want to say thank you for reminding me of that memory, because I was sitting here with a tear in my eye going, oh man, I miss those wrestling trips with my family. I miss them.
You know what's mad funny? The whole entire time when that explosion went off, there was like, God damn it, I thought this was a family show.
Yo,
100%. My aunt was not happy.
It's so funny watching that show back, because I haven't seen it since it aired. I remember watching that at home. So watching it back, obviously, you know, older, more mature mind, understanding, I guess, wrestling now more or less. It was really funny. Like, I'm like, why is he so sad? Like, he's just walking around. And I had to mention, like, the card itself was a pretty good card. Like, there was a lot of decent matches. The draft was going on. There was like a lot of good implements going on. Like, this guy, if he wins, he's a SmackDown, or he stays. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on. But the whole point of that Raw was Vince, and then he like steps in and then explodes. And and as a kid, I remember just watching like, what am I watching? Like, what is this? I just remember being confused. And even now, you know, knowing, I guess, kind of what I know from almost 20 years ago, it's still a little bit, you know, confused. Like, why even go for that?
Bro, it was in the newspaper, bro. They reported his death.
Yes.
When I was doing my digging for this week, Trump had reached out to WWE to see if that was real or not as well at the time. He thought it was real as well, because that was around the time he was, you know, messing with the WWE or whatever.
That was the same year of the billionaire versus billionaire WrestleMania match. That culminated at Mania.
He reached out thinking that something really happened to Vince, and I thought that was pretty freaking funny, man. I love. Let me tell you guys something, man. This may be Channel's least favorite, but it's my favorite. It's such a trip down memory lane. I could watch old wrestlers. I could go on YouTube, go to WWE Vault, and it just plays random clips, and I'm like, I could fucking watch this. Like, this. I'm
a fan of Mark Your Calendar. So I love the last few. You've been on an absolute roll. You are on fire, T. You get all of the credit. Chano can find me later for whatever amount he wants to find me for saying this. You are on fire. I heard cackling in my living room. Okay. So if you could put two and two together as to who was cackling in my living room, you know that you at least got two fans here with Mr. and Mrs. MOW.
Don't support the shenanigans,
much appreciated,
man.
Mrs. MOW. But no, yeah, hey, look. It was a great week to watch some old wrestling for June 11th. I'm not sure what we have in store for next week. I haven't searched up yet, but we'll see what's there.
Can't wait.
Did they drop it that Friday, or did they wait the whole entire week to drop the storyline?
So
they dropped it that following Monday. That following Monday was dropped because he died. He dies over the weekend. It happens over the weekend.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fucking nuts, dog.
I remember Monday Night Raw, that following Monday. I think it was either it had to be the following Monday. I remember the following Monday, I was sitting in my living room, super excited, crisscross applesauce in front of the TV. My dad was sitting in his chair. My mom was in the kitchen making dinner, and Vince came on and in a fucking empty arena. And I said, what the ever living shit happened? I was distraught. And then 2 days later, we find out the real truth. And then I was even more distraught. So,
truly,
he who shall not be named. If you know your wrestling history, we are not going to get into that. But
I forgot about that. That's actually
one of the craziest weeks of my life.
It was This week in wrestling is definitely a touchy one.
Really.
So, also, if you wanna hear more of Tino's on marking his calendar, just enter his Tubi promo.
I'm a poopy butt. Let's go Mets. Hey, look, as long as you say let's go Mets, you get an extra 5% off on that promo.
There you
know
go,
what?
5%. Let's go Knicks.
I'm gonna let that ticker ride for the rest of the show, though.
Go New York, go. Go New York, go.
F, man. One ACW One Night Stand was a great show. It sucks that RVD couldn't stay off the weed to keep both championships. That
was another great. There was a Heyman at one point cut like a shoot promo on
JBL. Oh, that was just about to say it, Tato. I was about to say it.
It was freaking like, yo, like it still hit, like it still hits. Even like that Ray Sabu match, bro. That
was great matches. They let them
Orton. They had Orton on that card.
Orton was getting booed out the building soon as he walked out. They were like low key shoving him as he was walking out.
Wrestling crowds like that are dope because they're super passionate, but it's also scary because it's like, are you guys dangerous? Are you guys sponsored by Cauchy?
wasn't TK like front row for that show, or am I thinking of a different show?
He might have been there. He's a big wrestling fan. There's a big possibility he was there. You know what I mean?
Somebody I know was there. I forgot who.
There's a big possibility TK was at every Mania. You know what I mean? Because he genuinely loves this shit, and it shows. Yeah. He has a wrestling show that shows he loves wrestling.
Except this week's.
True. I'm gonna give Tino a little breather. We're gonna go to our second ad, and then we're gonna continue our shenanigans.
What's up, my fellow bad guys? Just when you thought we were down bad on the merch, nah, we just made a power move. We've officially stepped into a big arena, and now you can find us on ProWrestlingTees.com. Randy came through clutch, and now it's time to level up your drip. Dive into a world where every pinfall, every suplex, every promo lives on through what you wear. From the legendary 3-count trivia to the iconic bad guy wrestling designs, we're bringing the heat like never before. This isn't just merch. It's a statement. It's the culture. It's you. So don't wait. Pull up to ProWrestlingTees.com, look up 4 Sides of the Ring, rep the squad, and unleash your inner champion. Don't forget, tell them the bad guy sent you.
The bad guy sent you. That's right.
Pull up to Tino's job. Tell him the marketing calendar sucks, and tell him the bad guy sent you.
Listen, tell him the bad guy sent you to Arkham Asylum. All right, go to Arkham Asylum.
Don't pull up to my job. I'm always in a pissy mood at my job.
Can you guys tell that I've been reading a lot of comic books recently? Because the first thing out of my mouth tonight was Arkham Asylum. Listen, I went back to the Batman run that started in 2016, and I am reading the entire run of the Batman comics from 2016 to 2026 like an absolute menace to society because I have nothing positive going on. Anyway, where are we at on the wrestling talk? Because
listen, man, I can do some comic stuff, man. I wanted to reread the Robin issue from 2016, but that first arc, when he's dealing with the Court of Owls, I wasn't too into it, but I will dive back into that. I will try to see what's up.
I just got to when KG Beast shoots Nightwing and Nightwing forgets who he is and he becomes Rick Grayson. Fucking terrible, dude.
The one thing I will say is when anybody hears my son's name Grayson, they be like, "Oh, you're big a Nightwing fan?" I was like, I am. I love Dick Grayson, but it's kind of you to think I had any say so in naming my child. My wife told me, I like this name. This is what it is. Deal with it. And I said, yes, honey. I love you too.
I thought she was just a big fan of Grayson Waller, our favorite Australian.
I would have been like, who? 5, 6 years ago. Like, what? Let's dive into King of the Ring. This is a women's bracket. For whatever God reason, WWE creative said, I don't know what to do with Liv Morgan. We can't give her a meaningless title match, so why not have her in the Queen of the Ring tournament? Weird, right? Isn't that the weirdest shit ever? Like honestly, think about that. Like Liv Morgan in the Queen of the Ring tournament for a championship match. They could have given her a feud with Valkyria, Bailey, any throwaway match. You know what I mean? To build some momentum for her championship reign, but instead they have her doing absolutely nothing, competing in the Queen of the Ring tournament as the women's world champion. It's super baffling. So the first 16 woman bracket, all of them are in fatal 4-way matches to determine your final 4. Save your time on the tournament. Trope. Yes, we will get in. We will do a Triple H trope actually next episode. We will get into that. Hopefully by then we're all in good moods because the Knicks won the championship and NBA has finally stopped taking over my life.
Yep.
Because I'm starting to scare myself. So Liv Morgan, she faced off against Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, and Chelsea Green. She called the W. Io Sky called the dub against Roxanne Perez, Julia, and Lash Legend. Julia did a face turn, which kind of works for her. So good for her. Yeah. Raquel, great shout. She was in a card with Bailey and JC Jane and Kiana James. I guess she makes sense coming up on that side. And on your last bracket, you have Sol Ruka, the new Women's Intercontinental Champion, Lara Valkyrie, Charlotte Flair, and Jade Cargill. That's a pretty solid women's lineup, gentlemen.
It is.
I would believe. I want to say the Jade Rhea feud is over, but you can never safely say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't believe you if you would told me that. So I think it'll probably be. Nah, it has to be Charlotte or Jade. What about you, gentlemen? What are you guys thinking about? Who's coming out that match?
You talking about for this match, the Jade and Charlotte? Yeah, it would. I would see Charlotte. I want to say Charlotte mainly just because I guess I do want to see Charlotte back in the singles matchup. She's been for the last 6 to 8 months kind of been in the tag, kind of. I don't want to say wasting away. I do like seeing the character change with her working with Bliss. However, it's a different story when she's on top. You know what I'm saying? When she's fighting for that belt, or when she is the champion, it's a different ball game when Flair's in that main event picture. So I do want to see. I would like to see Flair advance.
One pause before we get into your thought, Mike. I gotta give a shout out to the guy who does our wonderful theme song, our intro song, Jesus Crisis. I don't know why is that his name. His name is T Phase. You can find him on Spotify, and hopefully not underneath your bed. So shout out to our boy T Phase. Thank you for commenting. Oof. Listen, he's a little weirdo, but that's how we found him. We found him underneath Tino's bed one day. He was like, "Do you want some water, sir?" He didn't speak English when we first got him.
No, he's doing better. He's a whole rapper.
He's a whole rapper. We taught him enough words that he knows how to drop 4 sides of the ring. My apologies, Mike. Mike, for your opinion, I want you to map out the rest of the Queen of the Ring tournament for us. Ooh, how do you see it going?
So my map here has the coordinates saying Sol Ruka squeaks this win out, and she ends up advancing in the tournament. Groundwork was previously set the Raw after WrestleMania with Sol having a match against Liv. I very well see them refreshing that and having the Women's Intercontinental Champion versus the Women's World Champion in this tournament. A loss to Liv Morgan does not necessarily hurt the mid-card champion here. You're losing to the World Champion, so at least you're losing to someone who has the title above you. I very well see Io Sky somehow, some way, beating Raquel Rodriguez here. I don't know how. I obviously all signs point to Liv and Raquel in the tournament. I do feel WWE is not going to give that to you. I think they're going to give you a little swerve. I think we're going to see Queen of the Ring, Io Sky versus Liv Morgan, with Io Sky being the Queen of the Sky at Night of Champions.
I have one thing with that. We have, as you can see by the red outlines, we have 3 Raw women superstars already on the next round. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like they have to give it to a SmackDown girly, just to keep it interesting. You know what I mean?
Fair is fair. For me, that's my map, right? Obviously, we're all gonna have different maps here, but for me, I don't think WWE gives a flying you-know-what about Raw and SmackDown. I don't care if you're repping red, if you're repping blue, if you're repping pink. They don't care what color brand you're on. They just want to have a crazy Final Four in this tournament. And just because what we saw with the men's bracket this past Monday, which we'll queue up, I'm sure, after we're done with this, I feel they're going to give it to Sol Ruka because of this recent NXT call-up. I think they want to put the spotlight on the young up-and-comers.
I'll do you one better. And Tina, you can chime in on this. So, according to every dirt sheet, we know we can't trust them. But obviously, they had something planned for Liv that didn't work out with Stephanie. What if Stephanie comes back and costs Liv the match against... Let's go with your pick, Sol Ruka. In the finals, you have Io versus Sol.
I'm not mad at
champions. It puts a highlight on Sol Ruka for making it to the finals, like they did for Lyra. And you put her against the best women's wrestler on that roster. You let them go to war. Kinda, what are you thinking?
I'm not really feeling that too much. I guess for me, the way I would paint this picture is maybe for the finals, you would have Raquel against Morgan. We've been kind of seeing Morgan be very dismissive of Raquel and Roxanne whenever Roxanne lost her matchup. She was very dismissive, even with Raquel. So I would prefer to see Morgan and Raquel just so that storyline could come to an end, or something with the Judgment Day, because for the last few months now, the Judgment Day has been showing cracks. Balor, as we all know, is no longer a part of it. I think now maybe Roxy is to go, and Raquel as well, kind of putting that battery in her back. So I would prefer to see Morgan and Rodriguez.
We know it's coming, but the fact that like Liv hasn't had a title defense since she's won the belt, it's kind of a little off-putting. You know what I mean? It's just listen, it's not the wrestler, it's creative. They're lazy and they don't know what to do. That's really unfortunate.
I'm sorry to cut you off, dog.
No, you're good, brother.
There's such a disparity within the WWE creative booking now we know a few months ago that there was this report about how WWE's been using AI to kind of help them with things. Like to me, the way these stories have been booked and the lack of stories for certain people, it literally feels like they put yes, I'm wearing a crown now. It feels like they put the fucking talents' names, their championship, and where they were currently at like 3 months ago, and said, hey, ChatGPT, book the next 6 months of wrestling for these 5 people, enter, and then they spit out AI slop. And I listen, whatever. Some people love AI, some people hate AI. I'm indifferent. I'm not a fan. It's not for me. That's what it feels like. I feel like I'm watching AI slop storylines for the most part. The best Raw that I've watched maybe in the last 2 months was this past Monday. This is probably one of the best Raws we've had. Good Raw. It was a very good Raw. 11 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock Eastern time. Some people probably didn't even realize it was on until they got home, and they were like, oh, shit, I missed Raw. Oh, damn. All right.
I was one of those people. That is, yep.
I work from home on Mondays. It's glorious. I'm fucking sitting here in this very seat doing my job, and here's Raw on the background. So in between calls, hey, here's a little Monday Night Raw. Oh shit. Here's Penta versus Rey Mysterio. Wow. But then it's like the women's division. It's like outside of bits and pieces doesn't exist on Raw. And then, we had like 5 weeks in a row of the women's division being super strong on SmackDown, and now it's once again non-existent. So, dude, if this is what it takes just to get Liv Morgan to be wrestling weekly, I'm fine with her being in this tournament. But my God, she should have had her own story heading into Night of Champions. 100%. She needs that's insane. It's June. WrestleMania was in April, Channel. You said it. She hasn't defended the title since she won the title at WrestleMania in April.
I wonder. I would love to talk to somebody about this who's done like a little bit of TV. I want to know, like, is it frustrating that like when you don't have like any direction, you just going out there for giggles and giggles? Like, for example, we're gonna touch the men's side. We're gonna touch on Dom, because Dom hasn't done shit since he lost the strap either. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He hasn't. And at Triple Mania, he's gonna lose the belt to Grande. You know what I mean? It's going to happen. And then at that point, what do you have lined up for Dom? You know what I mean? You have the I don't even know who has the Intercontinental Championship at this point. Penta's though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Penta's. I hope so. Money in the Bank makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? But they haven't booked Dom well either, and it's miserable. And like Judgment Day is such a big part of Mondays, and it's like JD's trying to do his thing. Roxanne's trying to find solid footing. Raquel took a million steps ahead, and she's doing incredible work. But it's like, God damn, like, is it frustrating as a wrestler? You're just going out there to do whatever, and you don't have a story, and they can't write a story to save their lives.
Yeah, I would think so. I'm pretty sure for most of those talent in that locker room, they all want to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? From whenever I read or see a clip of an interview, most of those guys want to work. I mean, yeah, they're still getting paid, but they don't want to just sit in catering.
But my question is, my fault to cut you, but my question is, if you see NXT booking women so swimmingly, why wouldn't you just call one of those guys up to help steer your creative in the right direction when it comes to these women storylines? You know what I mean? Like, let's have them come up like, yo, listen, this is what I would do with the women in your division. You know what I mean? Because these women's division they're very strong divisions across all companies. Because women's wrestling is so much in a better place than what it was 10, 15, even 5, 6 years ago. You know what I mean? Well, women's wrestling is an incredible spot in there. If you ask me after every same match, like the Royal Rumbles, Elimination Chambers, all those matches, the women's matches are so much better than the men's. You know what I mean? But for whatever reason, creatively, we just can't get it going. Like when Liv came back, Liv was the it girl. Liv was in 3 storylines at the same time, moving, grooving, shucking and diving. Now she's a women's world champion and she's super restricted now.
That same thing happened to Stephanie. Stephanie comes into this company, gets the call from NXT. Insane. She goes on a run. The people love her. She becomes world champion. Flat. You know,
when they changed their intro.
They fucked up when they changed her intro. You know, that she was even upset about that. Yep. But here's the thing. I love this question, Chano, and I think we could spend the rest of the show on this. But here's what I'm going to say on that. I imagine it's the same level of frustration for them seeing that than it's for the three of us in our day-to-day jobs, where let's just say we go in on a day and we're expecting, hey, we have, 10 orders to fulfill, or in Chano's case, you have 10 things that you need to do that you're told the night before, and you think you're going into your shift, you're there, you're ready to do these 10 things. You get to the job site and you're told, hey, guess what? We're not doing that anymore. Actually, I need you to just sit in the office and twiddle your thumbs for 8 hours. We got to do something else. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing. For me, it's a job for these people. We sometimes forget it's not like, how we perceive it. For these people, they're getting paid every 2 weeks. Maybe substantially more than us, but they're still getting paid every 2 weeks. They're still waiting for direct deposit to hit, and I think it's that same level of frustration as a 9-to-5 employee working 40 hours a week and having no direction on a week-to-week basis from a superior at your job.
And I could only imagine. I'm so sorry, Mike, as you just sparked up kind of a thought. It kind of, especially for some of the slightly more tenured wrestlers, not 20-year vets, 10, 8-year veterans. There's not, as we all know, not a lot of house shows. So a lot of the talent, and I don't mean to throw any strays, but like a Jade Cargill, if there were more house shows, she'd be more seasoned in the ring. She would look better on TV. And she's in these storylines. In my opinion, it's good that B-Fab and Michin are getting shown, but what are they really doing other than kind of background characters? So at least if there was a house show, you build chemistry, they'd shake off that ring rust. There's more things to be done. It's sometimes when I watch, I'm going to leave NXT out of it. When I watch Raw and SmackDown, it feels like there's two different entities. Like, obviously, it's Raw and SmackDown, so like, duh. But like, it just feels more entertaining watching Raw than SmackDown. Sometimes I'm watching Raw and I'm like, holy shit, it's almost done. Oh my God. And with SmackDown, I'm like, bro, it's only been an hour. And it's like, and as a fan, you notice, and as Mike said, man, as a talent, I'm sure it's more frustrating because I'm sure those guys and those men and women go to creative, go to their bosses and like, hey, I have this idea. Let's do this. Let's do that. And it's always no or something, pushing against.
That's not what that's not in the cards right now. We'll explore that later on. I can only imagine how those conversations go. And it's such a weird. This is such a weird thing too, because we have some of the greatest athletes in the company, and Jade Cargill, you say that name. I agree to that sentiment. House shows are very important from the perspective of, hey, you know what? On this house show, we're going to experiment and we're going to put Jade with Michin and B-Fab instead of running that experimentation on live SmackDown. You can run that on a house show for 3 months prior, then debut it on SmackDown like we used to see that happen. Jade's problem was a fundamental problem of not starting in NXT, but that's WWE thinking she was a superstar because of the presentation from AEW. So AEW did a great job in basically polishing up, polishing this up and making it look like it was a superstar where she is a star. She's now a superstar, but it took more time because I think she skipped NXT, and I think NXT would have been crucial for her. But I agree to that sentiment. The house shows, the summer tours, the Europe tours, this tour, that tour, scaling down on that leaves you in a situation where you can't experiment prior to debuting on TV. You either do it or you don't. And if you do it, we've noticed with Triple H, he'll experiment, realize it didn't work, stop it altogether. We have no conclusion. We end up with what seems to be choppy booking. And that I think is the key point right there. I think that's a key factor.
And hey, look, also if obviously if you like trying to book more house shows and venues and all that may be a little tougher. This may be a little outdated. I know this is something they did like 20 years ago, but you could have something like, hey, Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. She's on SmackDown in this state. After the show, you got Jade Cargill against this person in a dark match. It's not aired. You just put it out on social media, local TV station, or whatever the case is. And after the main event, after Cody Rhodes cuts his promo and SmackDown is over with on the USA, you get a Jade Cargill match. I think that's something the WWE should do. It builds chemistry between the talent. And I'm real quick, Chad, I'm so sorry. It also like Mike said, you bring out Michin and B-Fab at a house show. You also get to see the crowd reaction. If you have a couple of hundred people, a couple thousand people every other week for 3 months until you presentate them on a live event, you have a general idea on how the crowd is going to react. So it's something that the WWE could do, but they're just not choosing to do.
So they do dark matches on events where like so you know how SmackDown used to end the Bloodline segments, no wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
They'll do a dark match after that. They'll do like a match. They'll do like a match or two. Like this way, people get their time back and they actually get to see a couple matches. So they do. But TKO deemed that house shows they removed them to be cost effective. You know what I mean? And in turn, you see a little bit of hurt on it. But at this point, it is what it is. We still got the men's side to talk about King of the Ring and more wrestlers being underutilized because they hate us. We'll be right back after this message.
All right.
Have you ever seen an ad on YouTube, think, wow, that's way too good to be true? Well, this one is completely 100%. 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! I took the bad guy's advice, went to SeatGeek and used 4 sides OTR and got these great seats for double or nothing. Would you rather be sitting closer to the ring or closer to the roof? Use this code and save today. Plenty more AEW events coming to your area. Just use SeatGeek.com. Like I said, type in 4 sides OTR.
Thank you to our good brothers over there at Bugging Like a Mark. And we got this final one. I believe this one is it. We have the men's side. Obviously, like a physical specimen, Open Femi that he is. He washed the Intercontinental Champion. Doesn't even have his sights in that title. He washed Solo Sikoa, unfortunately, and Carmelo Hayes. What a wasted soul. And then so he went on that side. Then it was Seth Rollins, Jevon Evans, Tala Tonga, and Ricky Saints. And Jevon Evans came out with that W. I was actually really surprised about that. They said he's going to be King Von. And I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think anybody in WWE.
I don't think that's a great idea.
I don't think that's a great idea. I'm not gonna lie to you. King Von is totally different. Don't say. Don't imagine a Monday Night Raw in Chicago. Anymore. Imagine a Monday Night Raw in Chicago. Introducing King Von. Fucking old block go rise up. I don't want to mess with those people. Then you have Dom Mysterio, Braun Breaker, Trick Willie, and Damian Priest. With what is good with all these Raw superstars winning? Oh my God, this is
hot.
God. And Dom, only good thing is Dom's in the thing. So you're putting Dom in the blender against Oberfemi in the next round. I think you could summon Captain Planet, and it's still not enough to beat Oberfemi at this point. You know what I mean, bro?
You call up the Avengers and the Justice League, and that's still not enough for Oberfemi.
Fucking, I want to get a Captain Planet ring now. I'm not gonna hold you. Then you have Jevon coming on the other side, potentially against Jey Uso, LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Finn Balor. You SmackDown superstar, formerly Raw superstar. I can see LA winning this one, man.
I
think
can
it
see
makes.
LA winning this too.
I feel like it makes the most sense. There was some Finn Balor love saying some Finn predictions. I'm not gonna hold you. Oba Javon Evans in the final to recreate their NXT magic. That could be fire, man. That could be a really good matchup. Since I had Mike draw a picture for last time for the women's side, Tino, draw us a picture for the men. How do you see this ending up?
Yeah, so I definitely do agree with you. I do see LA Knight advancing. I do think he has unfinished business in the main event scene, and it would obviously progress the current storyline that he's been having for what 12 years now against the against the bloodline. He's beefing with every single member, and he just hates them. But if I the fan in me wants to say Royce Keys. I don't want to go on a tangent. I just want to say really fast, I don't like Royce Keys booking. Him being in this matchup is kind of one of those things. Like, obviously, he's not going to win. Before I get into Keys, though, I could see LA Knight advancing there, and I could see maybe we get Oba versus LA Knight in the finals is kind of what I would see. It would, to me, it feels like just one of the biggest things that WWE could do with the remaining guys that are there. Oba represents the future in some ways, as LA Knight represents like he's a fan favorite, he's a veteran, and he's still trying to break through because he's not really there yet. But so I could see LA against Oba in the finals, and not gonna go on a tangent. They need to do better with Keys. Maybe Batista style booking. You have him destroy some mid carders, some high end mid carders, and build him up to like the main event scene. Because since he signed, it's kind of like what are we doing? But that's what I got.
And Trick Willie's the United States champion. I could see Royce with some mid card gold, but honestly, booking is just not great, man. The same thing we said about Liv is the same thing we could say about Dom. You know what I mean? Dom dropped the strap to Penta pre-Mania.
Yep.
And he hasn't done anything since. He's been on TV for giggles, you know what I mean, to further the Judgment Day story, but he hasn't really done anything, man. And Dom's one of my favorite guys. Oba has a rocket to his back, which is incredible, and that's exactly what you want to see from somebody like Oba Femi. But you know what I mean? When creative gets a little slow,
it's like you said, and I'm so sorry to step on you, but it's like you said, the last topic was kind of the booking, and not to really touch on that too much, but again with Keys, and I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but it's like, is he a heel? Is he a baby face? He's been kind of involving himself with Sokoa. Is he going to get involved with the bloodline? And my thing is kind of like, he doesn't have an identity. Now, if you are big wrestling fans like us, we know he was Powerhouse Hobbs, but as you fan, it's like they haven't really established a character with Keys other than him being a big guy who has some type of past with Sokoa. So it would be nice if Keys could win. You build some type of momentum. Him and Oba have Oba Brock-esque match, but
I'm gonna be honest. I don't want my man to have no momentum. He's a San Antonio fan. Mike, what about you, brother? Walk us through this men's side. What do you see?
Man, I do see LA Knight, in the finals here. It makes the most amount of sense. I do not need the Yeet merchant in this Night of Champions King of the Ring tournament, because I swear if somehow we ended up with King Yeet, I'm going to yeet myself off the nearest cliff. So I would like King, if we could get it. I will take King, I will take King Oba. I will take King Jevon, not King Von. Jevon, we could add the Jevon to that. I genuinely think LA Knight advances in this tournament. LA Knight versus Jevon Evans will probably be a fun little match there. I think LA Knight wins. Oba Femi has to beat Rey Mysterio. Yeah, that's Rey Mysterio. Totally has to beat Dom Mysterio. No doubt in my mind. Oba tournament final, LA Knight tournament final. Obviously, it's King Oba, ladies and gentlemen. As much as I want to sit here and tell you King, it's King Oba all the way. Oba Femi. Hell, we might even see Bully Ray, but be be right for a minute, and Oba might pull double duty at SummerSlam, retire Brock Lesnar night 1, and take on Roman Reigns for the world title on night 2. At that point, it could happen.
Insane.
I do think Oba Femi's winning King of the Ring, though, for sure. They're gonna give him something.
Hold you. I'm not gonna hold you, dog. People gonna be pissed, but Oba versus Roman is not gonna end well for any Oba fan because the bloodline, they're going to jump him.
Yeah.
And people are going to lose their minds. But the bloodline is going to jump him and they're going to make Oba look like $1 million. There's going to be like 15 super kicks, 17 Jacob
especially
splashes.
That's what I'm saying. Especially if Fatu hits that clutch and like Oba like breaks his head off. It's like, bro, what the fuck? Selling the Tongan death grip? What's going on?
Listen, I can't believe they bitched out Jacob Fatu. They turned this man into
he's hurt.
Neutered the werewolf dog.
He's hurt. No. He's hurt though. He has back and ankle injuries that he needed to take a little bit of
okay.
Yeah,
but like in a storyline, I've never. This fool would fucking rip me in half. He would have me looking like Deadpool when what's his name ripped him in half. When Juggernaut ripped his ass in half.
I mean, of course, but like you know what I mean. But from a
storyline standpoint, they made him look like a bitch.
Yeah, but in real life, my man's is hurt, and they want to keep him on TV. And what's a better way to keep him on TV and just make him a subordinate for now, and then he can sharpen his teeth later on. You know what I mean? But a lot of fans not gonna like that, dog.
Yeah.
They're not gonna like that at all.
A lot of
fans
are not gonna like Bloodline just washing Oba Femi. Or
if you're a Roman fan, you're not mad at it because you want him to be the champion as long as he needs to be. We don't care how he wins, what needs to happen, which cousin. Maybe Zilla makes the save. I heard the WWE's been interested in him, I believe. So look, I'm all for Roman.
Only go to like 5 states total at this point.
That is fair, but I'm just a huge Roman fan. Is the company and the wrestling universe is always better when Roman is champion.
Guys, one day you will come out of this Samoan psychosis that you guys are all in, blinded by the Samoans and the same booking for the last 6 years. You will see what I see, ladies and gentlemen. Roman Reigns is one of the greatest of all time. That I'm not disputing. But you will see that when WWE doesn't know what the fuck to do for their main event scene, it's rinse and repeat Roman Reigns. And I cannot get on board with this. I cannot do another. I can't do it, guys. I love you all. But I cannot do another 3 years, 2 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years of this same shit. I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna hold you.
Who is Roman Reigns without his family? Who is the wrestler? Because I've seen Big Dog Roman, and then I've seen Roman with his 30,000 cousins by his side. Why are we saying this guy is the face of the industry, of the WWE, when he is constantly propped up in the ring by his cousins?
I mean, he's a tribal chief. They have no choice but to prop him up.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
He covered everything when he came back, saying he gave everyone 2 years to do what they had to do. I think that was a shoot. I think that was on ESPN. He gave guys 2 years. People couldn't. They got the ball. They couldn't score. So Roman came back. He brought some cousins with him. He brought his bags, and he got his new merch, and he's here. It's Roman freaking Reigns.
His Jordan
it took Roman
you said 6 years, double it, 6 more years.
10 years. It took Roman 10 years to finally become something worth watching. Because you guys weren't riding for Roman like this when he was the big dog and he was fucking this is my yard now. You weren't riding with Roman.
You know why? Because he was a corny baby face, and we don't do that on Force Out.
We don't do right. We know the bad guy sent us. The bad guy, to hate you.
We only rock with bad people. That's why I don't like Cody Rhodes.
That's why I understand. But you understand where I'm coming from. You
I
understand where
do
I'm
it
coming
for
from?
you. The guy in section 227 who couldn't pay his bills this week because he bought this ticket. I do
God.
it for you.
That actually sounds like some Cody Rhodes shit, low key.
It
So
does. It
I
does.
swear to
that
God,
sounds
bro.
like Cody
Take
Rhodes.
after the show. I'm gonna give you some merch because I know you can't pay your light bill and your
I-
water's off. Like, God damn.
Give me money,
right?
Cody. I don't need the merch.
Yeah. Facts. Like, Cody, if you pay off my student loans, Cody, please, Cody Rhodes.
And Cody Rhodes is like, for you, I will. I'm like, fuck this guy. Who the fuck you think he is, man of the
For
fucking
you,
people?
yo, if that was to happen, that
I'll
would
tell
probably
you
piss
what,
me
man.
off more than anything.
Cody Rhodes, when we're like 40 and Cody Rhodes is like 55, 56, and this motherfucker's running for fucking state senator in Georgia. I cannot wait to see that play out in real time. I can't wait.
That is definitely happening.
Bro, it's gonna
Holy
be
shit.
it's gonna be fucking miserable. I do it for the people. I swear to God, I hate when wrestlers do that shit. I do it for
Nah,
you
Cody's
guys.
gonna listen.
Like,
Cody
oh
becomes
my
a politician. I hope he moves like Mondami, bro. I hope he's moving out there in the streets like
Whoa,
Mondami.
whoa,
bro.
let's leave the pot thing out of this. There's some people are not pro Mom Donnie. Some
All
people don't
right,
like
all
Mom. Some people don't like Mom Donnie, bro.
All right, fair enough. Listen, I'm just saying. I hope he's moving. Right.
Listen, it could be like Kane, who's the mayor of Knoxville.
Yeah, that's
actually pretty fire. I'm not gonna hold you.
It is pretty fire.
Mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee, big dog.
You know why? Because you already got your own theme song. And then you have the and that's when he comes out with the proclamation for what this day is today. You know what I mean? I now pronounce this day Chicken and Waffles Day, guys.
Yeah.
That's all.
School's closed early today, 1 p.m. All right. My
Could
name is Glenn. I'll see you guys.
you imagine, bro? You know how fire it is to be a mayor that already has your own theme song, bro? Like, you know what I
He's
mean?
done that multiple times. Have you not seen the videos of him coming out for like things in Tennessee? Yeah, he comes out.
I know, bro, but
where puts the mask on and shit.
But it's amazing, bro. Could you imagine instead of a debating, like, oh, you want to settle this?
Get in the
And
ring.
then he gets the glove. Oh my God! You got the Fox 5 news anchor who's asking a question. She's just paralyzed, like she doesn't know what to do. Like, oh my God, is he gonna do it? He's gearing up for the choke slam. You got the ref coming out. No, 1, 2. That'd be fucking fire.
No, shout out to our boy Jesse the Body Ventura. He was the first. He was the OG. He was the OG wrestler turned politician. Shout out to him in Minnesota.
You know why?
Yep.
I feel like if you're a wrestler and you discover that you have the gift of gab, I feel like you just want to.
absolutely.
I feel like you just want to test your gab at all places.
I
How
would-
far can your gab go?
I would retire and I would become one of those motherfuckers that would be at those TED Talks. I would be the TED Talk guy if I was a wrestler. I would be at I'd be showing up at your high school for your auditorium, for your just say, there's a thing in the auditorium this Friday. We can't wait to go see it. It's Kane talking about, well, kids, if you're smart with your money like I was after I'm a professional wrestler, and you invest in your Roth IRA and your 401k.
I could see that.
Can be like me and have a diversified portfolio. In these 10 steps, I'm going to show you how I went from Undertaker's brother to investment banker here today. Kids, listen along, and if you don't, I will chokeslam. Then you hit the fire and brimstone. And hell. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, it's fucking Kane.
That's what I'd be doing if I was a pro wrestler, dog. I would be yapping. I yap for free on the internet with all of you. Imagine if I got paid to fucking yap like this. Oh my God.
That's what Maven does. That's what Maven fucking just yaps about wrestling.
I would be fucking Maven, bro. I would be Maven, dog. That would be my career
Love
trajectory.
Maven. He makes like one segment into a whole episode, and I love it because it's just a breakdown on like a 30-second segment he was once in, and it's like, you know what? I appreciate this. he like talks about what led up to that moment.
This is when the Undertaker told me to eliminate him from the Royal Rumble, and I almost shit my pants. Some shit.
Nah,
Maven.
Nice though, man. But yeah, listen, I feel like being a wrestler and then being a politician is amazing, bro. Like your theme song is built in. You know what I mean? Could you imagine Cody Rhodes as the governor of Georgia? You know what I mean?
Adrenaline in my soul.
Something, Cody Rhodes. Well, Cody Rhodes.
Do you think if Cody was the politician in Georgia, would he have more or less pyro than he does have
More.
with WWE?
He would definitely triple his
1000%
pyro
more.
budget.
You think he's paying? He's using taxpayer dollar for that
A 1,000%.
extra bit of pyro, you know?
It's like, oh, shit, ever since Cody took office, these roads really been fucked up. They're like a bunch of potholes. Fucking schools haven't had books, but every time he comes out for an announcement, that pyro.
My man's got more pyro every single. He adds more pyro every single appearance, and he also has a new fucking pocket watch. Who the fuck is paying for this, Cody?
And you realize that's why the streets are fucked up.
That's
There's
why
no street lights. It's dark. I'm using
why
my
the
high
kids
beams
haven't
everywhere I go. I'm just
Fucking next thing you know, fucking Georgia has mad AI data centers because Cody fucking wasted a budget on fucking pyro, dog.
real talk. Them AI data centers are scary.
It's fucking nuts, man. Listen, I feel like if you're a wrestler, you're a politician is amazing, bro.
Oh
especially,
my gosh.
especially if you have iconic like theme song music. You know what I mean? Could you imagine like?
Oh, yeah.
Well, The Rock is basically a politician now, but he's no longer just The Rock. He's Dwayne
Imagine-
The Rock Johnson.
He's the final boss. So
Yeah,
he's
he's
the
Yeah,
final boss.
You
yeah.
imagine President Dwayne the Rock Johnson coming out to his theme song, hitting the White House fucking lawn for a press conference in the middle of the afternoon, in June. You know, he's just
That
a
would be
fucking
insane.
lightning bolt comes down from the weather machine. You know, and fucking strikes right behind him.
Imagine Stone Cold Steve Austin, the glass break, bro. Everybody's popping every single time.
Here comes President Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And instead of like beers, it's like 2 briefcases for the papers that he has to talk about for today.
Fucking
All right,
intern
Dwayne, here
looks
you
at him
go.
the wrong way, takes a fucking stunner right there on the White House lawn.
You know,
Oh, my
we're not
goodness.
too far away from that. I wouldn't be
No, no.
surprised.
I mean, The Rock had a whole show on Peacock on NBC about Young Rock, and he was the president in that show. We're not too far off from that dystopian
We're not.
future. Everybody has to consume, government mandated, you have to consume 800 grams of protein per day, or you get locked up.
Jesus,
You have to
Christ.
work
Could you fucking
out.
imagine?
You have to work out for 6 hours straight
Okay,
and get
who-
locked up.
All right,
else is-
Chano, I'll see you at the gulag.
Think you on by yourself? I'm eating that shit straight up, bro. Fucking.
Chano gonna wake up early mornings, just raw eggs, just all right, sit in.
Ah,
You ain't catching me over there.
anything
big
for my
boy.
President Rock.
All right. Who else has a good theme song to be a politician? And you be like, yeah, that's my fucking politician right there.
It's a great
Shit.
conversation. Oh man. Imagine Mick Foley, the car crash.
Give me MVP. It'll be our
I'm coming. Nobody can stop me.
Nobody can stop. Nobody can
I'm coming. And he gets the yellow fucking tunnel as well.
Oh,
And-
yes.
but he has to wear the nose strip.
Oh,
He has
with
to
no
wear the,
strip.
he has to wear the nose strip. I don't care about anything else. My man says
No, but the singlet, the unitard is fucking with a tie.
It's a suit. It's
Yeah.
a suit, but it's a singlet suit. It's
Could you imagine Carlito as the president? I spit in the face.
Oh.
People who want to be cool, and he's going to the UN meeting.
The apple in the North
in
Korean.
trunks and boots,
fucking
just eating
face.
an apple.
Give
Gross,
me the boogeyman.
The boogeyman is a good one
Gotcha.
too.
Eating worms during a press conference.
Oh God,
Like it's chips, just reaching
Who-
into
who's voting for this?
I mean,
us,
come on, man.
the American people.
I mean, look at the American people voted for the other guy,
Yeah,
so
come on,
they're
man.
voting.
Let's not do this. I don't want to argue.
I don't want to
with
do
people.
that. I don't want hate comments. Listen, you could direct your hate comments to the bad guy. All hate comments go to the bad guy.
That is the
There you
background on X. That is
That's
bad.
why the bad guy hasn't been here. He's been taking a lot of heat. People just randomly go up to the bad guy. It's like, bro, they told me to do this. He's like, I don't even fucking know you. Like, what is happening? It's like, yeah, you got to pay my speeding ticket, bad guy. They told me I could run the stop sign. So.
Last one I'll throw out. Batista coming out hitting the fucking.
Oh my God.
You know, it's mad funny. Batista's so disattached from like his wrestling career. He looks
Oh, yeah.
genuinely sad whenever he talks about it.
You know, I don't
love
think
him.
like it's like he didn't enjoy it. It's like he had. I think people remember his last run when it was like, "Give me what I want," but
And I want Daniel Bryan.
I want it. But
Not you, Batista.
bro.
Poor
He had a
Batista.
solid 5-year run. Like I believe it's Net Ram who's not too big on Batista, but
Not
No,
too
Batista
big on
had-
Batista.
loves
He
Batista.
he hates him.
yeah, right. I know Net Ram is not a fan, but Batista had a hell of a run, bro. From like what
Great
05
wrestler.
to 2010. Come on, bro.
Superstar, bro.
There was a certain point when he fought Taker at Mania. I'm like, yo, Batista might be the guy. He was a champion. He, big dude, top guy. But we know how that played out.
All right, let's wrap this up. Mike is running as a philosophical death. I can't even talk. I have no idea. Mike, let the people know where they can find you, brother.
You could find me frozen here on Four Sides of the Ring like Mr. Freeze froze me. You can also find me at MOWM_podcast. I don't know. Nixon 5. I'm frozen. I don't know what's happening here. Bye guys. Have a good night.
Back on here on Four Sides of the Ring with the boys. I am at King of Groove on Twitter and TikTok. Can't wait for another segment of Marking the Calendars next week. Make sure you guys tune in, channel. You better be here. Get excited.
I'm about to put next time you give me a mark in the calendar, I'll put my 2 weeks notice in.
That's crazy.
I'm not deal with this shit no more. And you can find me absolutely nowhere, guys. I don't want you guys finding me. But you can find us at Four Sides of the Ring on every single social media platform. Four Sides of the Ring on TikTok, Four Sides of the Ring on Facebook, Four Sides of the Ring on YouTube, MySpace, AIM, AOL, MSN, Blue Sky, Blue Page, YouTube.
Everywhere.
Guys.
You know what I mean? You can find us on all the tubes. We do drop episodes every Thursday. We are live every
Thursday,
Thursday.
baby.
Nixon 5 forever. We're gonna win this NBA championship, and then we're gonna drop a new podcast for the whole entire summer. It's gonna be Four Sides of the Court, where we just glaze the shit out of the New York Knicks for the whole entire summer because we've been the reigning defending champions, and nobody can tell us shit. And just
I love you, Jose Alvarado.
It's just gonna be me rambling about Knicks from like 2007, why Chris Duhon is an underrated point guard who will never get his respect.
Jeez, wow. Chris Duhon.
He has a single season. He has a single season Knicks record for like most.
No,
of the
that's a name I haven't heard in a minute.
I used to smoke Tyna on 2K10 Raymond Felton. Raymond Felton used to have 20 games. He used to piss him off.
Felton. You and Brandon as well. He would also. Raymond Felton was a cheat in that game. He was
the Chauncey Billups Knicks era will never be forgotten.
Bro, I'm telling you, 20 points, 20 Raymond Felton, bro. I used to smoke Tyna with Raymond Felton, dog.
It's okay.
Fucking
Amari Stoudemire, man, what a team! What a team that.
Jason Kidd, wasn't he on that team as well?
He was when we won the second team. Also, get King of Groove on TikTok. 100 followers.
Never mind. Don't follow me on TikTok.
I will post a video of him dancing. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it next week anyway. I'm a judge.
He said, "Fuck it, I'm doing it anyway."
His marking his calendar. If his marking his calendar can get a chuckle out of me, I'm gonna post a video.
Oh shit! I'll be in the lab, baby. Just know next segment is gonna be the most outrageous, the most unhinged marking the calendar you guys will ever witness. We're gonna have Chance laughing so freaking hard, y'all. He just might piss himself.
He's gonna do it shirtless, isn't he? He's gonna do it shirtless.
Fucking nipple tassels.
Oh my god! If you did a mark your calendar the entire time while you were shaking nipple tassels, I would absolutely lose my mind. I'll pay you to do that.
I don't know if I could do all that for 5-10 minutes.
No, but if you subscribe to Four Sides OTR on OF, you can see Tano with the nipple tassels dance and give the mark your calendar while he makes the tassels fly in the wind. So subscribe now, and for $5, for $5.99 per month, you could see that.
Fuck that. It's $5.99 at that moment because I need my money right then and there. I will be out of breath.
My cash, and I need it now.
In '99, we had Edge. Are you laughing yet, channel?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained by my tassels?
I swear to God, if my boy pulls up in nipple tassels next week, there's no show.
I'm gonna have no shirt. I'm gonna just put 2 like band-aids on my nipples so we don't get censored. It's just...
Are you even allowed to say the word nipples on YouTube without getting censored?
I don't know. I don't know, but we'll find out. I'm sorry.
We'll find out.
Until next week before I get us banned.
Next week, guys. The channel pulls up in nipple tassels, and we're not gonna record. So if you're
100 followers to see Tano and tassels.
it was the not dance, and I was 100 followers and they were tassels. That's crazy. 200 followers.
This is how we exploit our friends. This is how we win. This is what they don't want you to know, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen, 200 followers, and he shows whole. That's our show, guys.